Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the History of Fan Anime. I'm your host, William Chow, and today's episode is kind of another fun one. Basically, I want to go over some what is now referred to as useless CD accessories. Okay. Now, of course, most of us are associated, are familiar with the fact that with the music and that kind of stuff comes on compact discs, and and during the heyday of compact discs, they released a lot of accessories and things, having to do with the CDs. And today I'm going to go over some of the things that they came out with and how they're, for the fact that most people don't use CDs anymore, or don't buy CDs anymore. They've basically made these things kind of, passed into the more, so to say, useless category. Okay. And this all sort of came about when basically I got one of these things in the mail just recently. It's basically an advertisement from this, basically a shelter called Covenant House. And, I get this in the mail, most of the usual junk mail that they usually send around Christmas time here. And I go and open it up because it's kind of weird because I thought, okay, maybe some sort of, envelopes or something for, mailing Christmas cards and it comes out. And I open it up, and inside is this tiny little, mini CD jewel case with a calendar in it. And I'm kind of going, wow, somebody thought it was a good idea to, make a calendar out of and put it into like a CD jewel case. And so basically, the concept is that you can flip flip open the CD case like so, and then basically put your calendar pages into the calendar as follows, and then you basically have your desktop sort of calendar. And I'm thinking, wow, someone actually in today's time, 2019, actually thought this was a good idea. Well, there's not a new concept, of course. I mean, they've had this stuff going on for like years upon years upon years, and it's just really surprised that someone actually thought this was a good idea in today's modern time, where who in hell uses a paper calendar on their desk anymore, and for that matter, who in hell uses these mini CD jewel cases anymore? So it's kind of like, I guess we have an idea to repurpose these CD jewel cases, which are probably sitting there rotting in somebody's warehouse. So that's what got my idea of thinking all these useless things that you put with CDs. Okay. So I've mentioned them before, so I'm gonna kind of go over them first, and then I'll also bring out some other of these things that came out, right? So as I said, it wasn't a new concept. So I went through my old archives and pulled these things out. Okay. All right. These are so exactly as laid out. This is the City Hunter calendar, CD calendar from 1992. Okay, and so you can kind of see this is definitely not a new idea, and almost 30 years later, these guys decide, oh hey. Let's put a calendar inside a CD jewel case. Wow, what a brilliant idea. Anyway, so opening up the CD, this is what basically for C191. So you open that up, and then basically, again, you fold the CD jewel case backwards like that, and then that allows you to put your pictures for this CD calendar in here. So I'll kind of quickly flip through them for you here. So basically, every month, they basically give you a different picture for City Hunter and this calendar here. And as I said, at this time, this was a really kind of cool idea because the fact that getting these kind of images and these sort of pictures drawn, you couldn't get them online, and can't download them off of like Google Pictures and that kind of stuff. So this is really some of the only way that you could get some of these original artwork sort of designs and some sort of pictures and that stuff. And a lot of these are really nice to the fact that you can use them for for paging artwork and that kind of stuff, and a lot of new artist conception drawings and that kind of stuff for for the different types of series. Because again, some of this artwork you won't get anywhere, and because sometimes they're drawn by different artists, you may not even get them in certain types of art books and stuff either, because because the work goes across different sort of things like that. Okay, so this is the standard 92 one. Now the funny thing about this one is I bought this from a CD store called MAL. MAL is not is known more for a lot of the Chinese and Hong Kong like CDs and VCDs and that kind of stuff at the time. So they're not really known for buying this sort of Japanese sort of material. The yen price written on the bottom of this thing is 700. So it's using the $1 1 US penny to the single yen. That means it'll be approximately $7 US. The price sticker that's on the unit here is $28 Canadian. The guys at MML definitely sold this for a lot of extra money by comparison. So this is they made a really good markup on this particular one. But then that was what Japanese animation was at that time, because of its rarity. A lot of second-hand and third-hand sort of sellers can really mark these things up double and triple, because there was no really other way you can get this, right? Now, by comparison, I also have this Urusuri Yatsura calendar from the next year, 1993, okay? So, Japanese animation is getting more and more popular, and some more sources of carry at it, okay? Again, this particular thing has a yen price on it of 700 yen as well, so again, $7 US. But I got this one from Sophia's bookstore, and it only cost me $12. Okay, but again, Sophia's bookstore, definitely deals in more Japanese things and whatnot. So, their prices, still rather high, but still, more in the realm of reasonability when you consider exchange rate and shipping and that kind of stuff. So, again, this is the 1993 Urusuri Yatsura calendar. Okay, and again, the same way, you would basically open up the CD, fold the lid back, and then that would give you, the actual, stand to hold the CD and hold the pictures in it. So I'm just going to quickly flip through the pictures for you. So different artwork for Urusuri Yatsura for the different months. Now this one's a little shorter because they basically doubled up the number of months. So instead of having 12 different pictures, you only have 6, because each one of these pictures represents 2 months. So it's a little way to, lots of pictures of Lum here, really popular thing, and then of course sort of a summary page for your first picture. Okay, so that's the Urusuri Yatsura one. And the last one I wanted to show you in terms of CD calendars is the this one is the 1993 Ranma CD calendar. I'll just pull it out of its protective sleeve here. Okay, so the 1993 Ranma 1/2 CD calendar. Again, the same slip case that allows you to slip it in half, and then basically display the months. Again, this calendar, instead of having 12 different pages, it has 6. There's because the 2 months are on each one of these pages here. So basically, the different pictures for Ranma and half year. Okay, different artwork for different characters. Okay, the opening. All right, a lot of feature articles, and again the summary page at the very end there. Okay. So again, these CD calendars now, because were a really popular way to not only promote more of the animes and provide merchandise that these people could sell. They actually have a lot of these things that to help promote the anime, and of course promote sales for the actual anime itself. Okay, again, they don't really do that much nowadays, so that's part of the reason why the market's hurting, because not a lot of people buy these extra little accessories. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to get into is okay, that has to deal with more the actual CD calendar that of course spawned when I got this piece of promotional thing from the Covenant House. The other part of it is that I started looking for is all these accessories and things that we use for CDs, which we no longer use for CDs anymore. Okay, now I've already sort of given examples of them in some of my Same CDs review pages and that kind of stuff. So again, when you go to my playlist, do take a look at those things because they give you a good example of some of the different music for Japanese animation that's really popular that you want to at least check out, because they said somebody out there thought that, hey, this is going to sell well, this is popular, so why not let's make it part of the set. So again, if you want a good taste or good feel of all that kind of Japanese animation music of this era, you definitely want to check out some of the CDs in that set, because if you're looking for that sort of good mix of Japanese animation music. Anyway, some of the things that I came across while looking for that is some of the CD accessories. Okay, and one of the things that I came across in all of our archives is amazingly still enough. I found one of these things. Okay, these are from Radio Shack. They used to sell what they call a CD safety film. Now, of course, your Radio Shack's not even around anymore, and I used to work for them when it was up in Canada, up as Intertam. And so basically, these safety films are basically like your screen protector that you use for your cell phone. Okay, they basically keep the fingerprints and the little markings and the smudges and the dirt off the surface or off the the surface of your CD. Okay, now this is designed for the label side. Okay, there's a different one for the other side that I don't have any more open copies like this anymore for them, but. So this will basically allow you to apply it and then basically keep your fingerprints and all the dirt off of your CDs. So if you got some valuable CDs, this is a good thing to put on them. Okay. Okay. On the flip side, okay, I also have some extras of these things. Okay, these are padded sheets. Okay, or padded sticky sheets which go on the CD jewel case. And then what these things are designed to do is they keep the CD from touching your CD jewel case when you put it into the thing. And this felt layer basically helps remove some of that dust and keep it from basically scratching up the actual data side of your CD. So again, these things just stick on using these little peel and stick little stickers which go on the back of your CD jewel case there. Okay, so again, these are these sort of felt protectors for your CD. Okay. I also found some of these things. Radio Shack used to also sell these things. Okay, these are plastic CD protective sleeves. Okay, so these things are designed basically as basically plastic sleeves to sleeve your CDs into. Before you put them into your CD jewel case. So again, without actually having to physically, use the stack to adhere or use, to stick onto your actual CD, okay, and without actually having to put a pad on the bottom of the CD, okay, you can use these protective sleeves to basically sleeve up your CDs. Let's say for example like cards, for example, then you put the CDs into your CD jewel case, and in that way you get a plastic protective layer between the top of the CD and the bottom of the CD, so when you sleeve your CD in there, then you can place it into your CD jewel case like that. So they used to sell these things as well. Again, Radio Shack's not around, and who knows, in a very short time CDs will probably not even be around. Okay, so that's another accessory there. Okay. So, some other accessories that people don't even get, don't use CDs and that kind of stuff anymore. Getting back to the example of the plain CD single jewel case. Now, again, obviously, we don't really use these too much in North America, and in Japan, they don't really use these things really much either. And the concept is because since we don't know about it, is that most Japanese CD singles come as something like this. Okay, usually comes in a long form like this, and comes as a small 3-inch CD, as you see like that. Okay, and the concept is that if you want to keep it linear like this and full information without actually really damaging it, then then what most people do is they'll buy the long form CD jewel case like this, for example. Okay, so this is the one for City Hunter Special, the silent service. This is the CD for the signal for that. Okay, they basically will buy the long form CD jewel case for it as follows. Okay, by comparison, you can see it's basically two of these essentially, it's that big. And basically they'll then take this thing, they'll put the CD into this like that, and okay, as opposed, okay, so that's how they would normally store it if you wanted it in long form. Okay, and that's how most people, you know, if I'm going to collect this kind of stuff, you know, I'd rather it in this kind of form, because that's you know, the usual way that the CD is sold and then marketed in that fashion. Okay, so it's usually in the long form like this. Okay, but for the people who want to use the smaller jewel cases, okay, what people will do is they will, okay, I'm not gonna do it on this one, but you can see what they'll do is they've built these things so that you can take this piece here and snap it off. Okay, and then you can fold these CD jewel cases, like the actual liner things, back on itself like this on this side, and back on itself on this side. Okay, and then all of this can then be fitted into the CD jewel case as follows. Okay, so once you break that tab off, I'll show you on this side here. See, so once you break that tab off, then it'll fit inside the CD jewel case as follows. Now, of course, not a lot of people don't like to do that, because what usually happens is that, okay, on this side it doesn't matter so much because that's usually with the lyrics and that kind of stuff, and then when you fold this over, it only covers up half the lyrics and that kind of stuff. But of course, it just, you know, distorts the image that you normally have on this one, because again, if you fold that part off, then you kind of go, well, I'm not sure what that is unless you look at the spine of the CD. Then you'll know that what, you know, you can then read it. But then again, you've covered up the actual artist Hitomi over here, right? Likewise, if you flip on the back, okay, if I pull this and break this tab off, okay, then this part of the, you know, information sheet or whatever is, then what do you do with it? Because, you know, then it kind of folds over, and then, which is, you know, her, you know, the feet part of the picture, then would have to fold over the CD this way. Okay, so you basically have a double fold going one this way and a double fold of this one folding up on this way. So again, not as efficient, not as nice, and, you know, kind of neat sort of in terms of collecting, you know, and preserving the picture as of it, because you're going to add a lot of extra little fold lines and that kind of stuff both here and here. So, you know, not a really popular format to put it in, you know, take these things and try to put them into here. Okay, so that's why they don't, you know, as sell just as well. So again, you know, goes back to my story of, you know, somebody probably stumbled on, you know, cases of these things rotting in a warehouse somewhere and going, hey, let's do something with these. Hey, why don't we make a CD calendar out of it and mail it to people, and maybe we can get some donations or something because people think this is useful. Yeah. But anyway, so we know what happens there. Anyway, so what you want to do right now is you want to go down below, click subscribe and click like, and then you'll get more episodes as I go through archives and find some other cool stuff that you don't want to listen to. Okay, so until next time, see you again.